All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim that's out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, so really quick, man, I'm going to call this lesson, your skirts have been lifted way over your head. All right, and it's regarding you Edomite Americans. All right. And you always want to play the victim, okay? And the gist of this lesson really is just to show the hypocrisy, all right? Because, they're screaming back and forth, collusion, corruption, as far as the Russia goes, because the whole thing was Russia was meddling in American politics. But see, the thing is, America has been meddling in people's backyards and in other nations' politics for the longest. All right. In fact, it's how America makes its bread and butter. All right. Okay. Covert operations, destabilizing different countries, destabilizing governments, assassinating, certain key prominent people of different nations. All right. So really, you can't point the finger. All right. You cannot point the finger. Okay, and really you shouldn't, okay, because all it does is point back to you. All right, all it does is point right directly back to you. All right, and so I'm gonna read a little bit of this. All right, Lawrence and Rachel discuss the U.S. confirming Russia-Trump campaign collusion. Oh my God, Russia intervened in American politics. All right, and you would think it'd be over by this time, right? Trump is out of office, Biden is in. So what's the fuss about? All right. So just recently, America just put sanctions on Russia, supposedly. All right, which is fueling that war, the World War III. More and more. All right, and they have a discussion about it. So I'll read into it because it gives you a conclusion. It says in a statement explaining sanctions against Russia, the Treasury Department said Konstantin Kilimnik passed internal Trump campaign data to Russia intelligence to help Donald Trump get elected in 2016. All right. And in American media, they make a big fuss about this. They point the finger. And the truth is about it, you've been doing this. American politicians have been doing this really since day one. All right. All right. More so in the mid 1900s, 1940s, late 1940s. All right. And the list goes on about the covert operations and so on and so forth. So really, I just want to expose the hypocrisy. That's it. I can give a damn about American politics, but the Lord is bringing this place down. And the more you play the victim, the more you expose yourself. All right. And that's pretty much the gist of this lesson. Okay. Your skirt has been lifted and it's way above your head. All your secret parts have been shown. All right. And I just have a few documents. Okay. Which you can get as free information. All right. And this is the information they can't conceal anymore. Okay, every 25 years or so, they reveal some of the heinous things that they've been doing in the American politics with these different alphabet agencies, so on and so forth. All right, mainly the CIA, all right, and FBI and certain other individual alphabet groups. But hey, we'll get into it. All right. USA invades countries under false pretenses. It's nothing new. You've done way worse. All right. Not only have you infiltrated and destabilized countries through the politics and buying off politics and setting up puppet leaders, you've gone in through insurgencies. All right. You bring in whole insurgencies. Okay. You prop up third party entities like ISIS, all right, and other individuals to destabilize countries, all right, and say I'm wrong, okay? because this is your information. All right. And this is a timeline of U.S. covert actions. All right. And then I'm going to just show this and go into the precepts, you know, because these Edomites are full of it, man. All right. Just make sure that's up. Okay. So let's go through this timeline really quick. Okay. Because the hypocrisy is crazy. All right. All right. So Salakia. Let's see here. All right. And of course, I don't want to go to it, but here we go. So you got Operation Mongoose, and we'll read a little bit into these. I have a list right here. This last link right here. Open this up. You got Operation Mockingbird. All these different things that the CIA did. You know, through mass media, spreading propaganda, changing and forcing public opinion one way to dupe people into believing your campaigns and your overthrowing of governments, you know, so on and so forth. But you're exposed because what you're doing is malignant, it's malicious, all right, it's terrible, all right, it's tyrannical. And of course, you're unfit to rule the earth. All right. So this is the timeline of U.S. covert actions. All right. Reports in the United States suggest. Nope, I ain't reading that. Slack it. Well, you know what? Slack it. I'm gonna read it, and then I'll show you the covert operations. It says reports in the United States suggest that the Obama administration has begun covert operations in Libya to help rebels trying to dislodge the government of Muammar Gaddafi. All right. These reports have raised questions such as how to define covert actions or covert operations. Also, how do covert activities differ from clandestine action or clandestine operations? All right. It says, so what makes it different? What makes it any different? What makes America any different than Russia? Okay. And we know you Edomites. We know them Edomite Russians. They do all type of covert operations. All of you in the same boat. And that's why it really, when it comes down to it, your terribleness in the earth is coming to an end. And that's really the conclusion to all of this. All right. Your grasp on the world, your influence on the world is going to be taken away. Period. It says the accepted convention among those working in the intelligence field defines covert action or covert operations as a government effort to change the economic, military, or political situation in a foreign country or territory in a hidden way. All right. Clandestine action is the more traditional form of espionage or intelligence activity. All right. And America's been doing this since the 50s. All right. And here we go. We're going to go straight into it. So Salaki, chronological list of some covert operations supported or initiated by the U.S. Since late 1940s. All right. You can't, there's no way you can hide it. All right. And I'm going to get a precept, you know, because the hypocrisy, man, is astounding, man. It's astounding how you Edomites, you so-called white people, you want to play the victim, but the whole time you're victimizing everybody around you. All right. Look at that. Europe, funds and propaganda are used to stop communist parties from achieving electoral gains in post-war Italy and France. And these ain't even recent. All right. But this is where it starts. Albania, CIA funds attempts by British counterpart MI6 to overthrow Albania's communist government. The operation is compromised from the start by a Soviet agent inside MI6, Kim Philby. So Edomite Russian working for the Edomite British. All right. And America, of course, has something to do with it as a third party. All right. So we can see I can see if this was just a few times in history. But and I'm not even going to go through all of them. I'm going to read the ones that piss me off the most, if I can find them. Vietnam, Chile, Angola, all right, Nicaragua, and right here, all right. And then I got a few, I got one or two that I have in my notes. So Nicaragua, 1981, President Reagan authorizes a program to support anti-government rebels known as Contras to bring down Nicaragua's leftist government. All right, so why is America in other men's business? Why are they in other countries messing with other people's politics? Okay, because you want to influence and control other nations. All right, in the scriptures, God, forbids that. Okay, you're not supposed to take another man's landmark. All right, which we'll get into that in the precepts. Okay, to bring down Nicaragua's leftist government. All right, Soviet invasion of Afghanistan sparks a large and ambitious program to fund, train, and arm Islamist insurgents, or Mujahideen, all right, to battle Soviet occupation forces. Moscow pulls its troops out in 1989. Right, so you acted as a third party, okay? Not to mention Clinton, all right, was given hella weapons and arms to, I believe, was it Syria, and they're still doing it till this day, all right, destabilizing that country. Okay, so don't point the finger, okay, because your sins are way greater, okay, and it's not comparing the sins. All you Edomites, whether you're Russian, British, European, whether you're Australian, whether you're American, especially Americans, your time of rulership is coming to an end. All right, you're being exposed for who you truly are. Afghanistan to 2001 to present. That's 20 years. CIA and military, and we're not even talking about the things that went on in between those years. All right, the droning and the droning of weddings and so on and so forth, man. All right, it says CIA and military special forces units play a pivotal role in backing Afghan insurgents' successful bid to oust Taliban government. All right, and the thing is, you don't care for those people in Afghanistan and in the Middle East. You're destabilizing countries so you can steal resources, or so you can influence your way of life on people. It says successful bid to oust Taliban government. CIA has been deeply involved in anti-Taliban operations ever since. All right, and the thing is, America thinks nobody has the right to self-sustain, okay, and to live by their own rule, okay. And Esau thinks he's the self-appointed, God over everybody, okay. And in actuality, at the same time, he destroys his own fabric of politics. He destroys the whole earth, okay. So how can you judge, or how can you, interfere, okay? Operation Mongoose, all right? All right, so this is your history, foreign and military intelligence, final report, all right? Select committee to study governmental operations, intelligence activities, United States Senate. All right, so let's go into it. The Cuban Project, also known as Operation Mongoose, was an extensive campaign of terrorist attacks against civilians and covert operations carried out by the Central Intelligence Agency in Cuba. I didn't make this up. It was officially authorized on November 3rd, 1961. Right, so before you start to point stuff out on other people, look at yourself first, all right? All right, so it says November 30th, 1961, by President Kennedy. The Operation Mongoose has been agreed at a prior White House meeting on November 4th, 1961. The operation was run out of Jam Wave, a major secret United States covert operation and intelligence gathering station established a year earlier in Miami, Florida, and led by United States Air Force General Edward Lansdale. And you do operations on your own homeland, all right? What about Reaganomics, all right? You might as well call it Operation the War on Drugs, okay? How you destabilize whole communities, all right, by putting poisonous drugs and setting up these, drug dealers to sell drugs throughout so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American communities, okay? But see, you think that nobody sees you, and that's the furthest from the truth. Look, and I'm sure you brothers know about the Panama Deception, right? Okay? The Invasion of Panama, okay? And this is a film that you can watch, documentary, which is good, to show you the workings of the American government using propaganda, okay, so they can go in and murder and move certain individuals out of the way, okay, so they can set up their puppet leaders, all right, to steal resources and what have you, all right. The Panama Deception is a 1992 American documentary film that won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature. The film is critical of the actions of the U.S. military during the 1989 invasion of Panama. Covering the confliction reasons for the invasion, it also highlights media bias. All right, see, the media was heavily biased. All right, against the Panama's government, man. Okay, it says within the United States, it says showing events that were unreported or systematically misreported, including the downplaying of the number of civilian casualties. Yeah, and they use high-grade weaponry on these individuals over there in Panama, which are our brothers, okay, in Central America. Okay, it says it was directed by Barbara Trent, okay, which they won't even let you look her up. It says written and edited by David Casper and narrated by actress Elizabeth Montgomery. It's a good film, all right, and check it out because it's actual events. This ain't, this was a stage, all right. I believe they were using all type of high advanced weaponry during that time, right before they went into the Gulf War, Slaki, right before they went into the Middle East. I'm not sure if that's what they call it, the Gulf War, but yeah. So let's continue. Slaki for a second. Make sure I got that. So let's see. Oh, precepts. So what I'm going to start off with is Obadiah 1:1. It says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. All right, because the Lord is going to make the nations come against you, you so-called white people, Esau, Edom, here in America. Okay, the nations are going to rise up against you because of all the terrible works that you have done. Okay, and see, you thought you could brush it under the rug. All right, you thought that you can have a clean slate with the nations, but the nations are angry. All right, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. All right, you Edomites are hated. Okay, especially you Zionists. All right, especially you Zionists, and especially you so-called Americans. All right, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. All right, whose habitation is high. All right, and that's you Edomites. You love to live in high habitable places. That's why you have skyscrapers. All right, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, and that's the pride of your military, your navy, all right, your army. Okay, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, And though thou set thy nest among the stars, all right, that's why you got your satellites, okay, and that's why and you surveil through your satellites and different different things that you have set up. All right, it says, "Thence will I bring thee down." All right, said the Lord Yahweh. Okay, so when you set your nest among the stars, that's when the Lord started to bring you down. Okay, in the 50s, there were reports of UFOs outside of the White House, and they had the scrambled jets. Okay, so, and that was around the time when you start building, your little Star Wars technology. Okay, as far as your satellites and stuff like that. All right, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the great grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? All right, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are the hidden things sought up? And this is the point right here. All right, how are the things of Esau searched out? Of course, the Lord has revealed it. Okay, this is Isaiah 47. 1, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." All right, that's America. All right, that represents you Edomite Americans. Okay, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. All right, I call you daughter of the Chaldeans because you deal in witchcraft. Okay, well, thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. All right. And so what the Lord is bringing America down, is bringing the infrastructure down, all right, is bringing the work of America, the jobs of America. It has taken that down, all right, and it has went overseas, okay. Verse 3, here's the point. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, all right. So the Lord is revealing your shame, all right? And your skirts are pretty much over your head, all right? The nakedness shall be uncovered, thy shame shall be seen. You see? So the Lord is going to meet you with vengeance, all right? And he's going to turn the nations against you, all right? So let's get into the precepts that I had. This is Job 24:1, okay? It says, "Why seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days?" All right. Some remove landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. Okay. And so that's what they've been doing with all these covert operations. All right. And you mainly did it to us, okay? Because, we're the prime, not suspects, but the prime victims of your rage and your malignant and covetous ways, man. All right. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. All right. And those nations that you come against, man, they hide from you. Okay. Because you turn the needy out of the way, man. All right. You give them no comfort. You consistently bomb them, man. All right. Behold, as wild asses in the desert go they forth to their work, rising betimes for a prey. You see, for a prey, the wilderness yielded food for them. And for their children, they reap every one his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, and they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. You see? And that's what you Edomites have been doing throughout the earth. This is your track record. They pluck the fatherless from the breast, all right, and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry. You see? It says, which make oil within their walls, and tread their wine presses, and suffer thirst. You see? Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out, yet God layeth not folly to them. All right? They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy. All right? And because, the light represents, the wisdom. Okay? And look, you were made to, rule the earth. All right? The scriptures says that, the prophecy says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked to cover the faces of the judges. Okay, but it's another scripture that say that you were given the sword for a birthright. Okay, and that's in Genesis. Okay, your birthright was the sword. All right. In fact, let me get that really quick. All right, and that's why you have the prowess to go around the earth, destroying and making making these people poor and desolate. All right. So this is Genesis 27 and 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. All right. That means you're gonna cover. That means you're gonna have the best of the earth. All right. You're gonna have the best of the earth. Okay. And this is a future. This is a prophecy that was told to Esau. All right. When he came of age. When he came of age, and when he supposedly got his blessing, but his blessing was taken away from him. All right. And it was given to us because he wasn't worthy of it. In fact, he didn't want it. He sold his birthright. Okay. I'll continue. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. All right. And when you go into that word live, it means sustain life. And that sword, all right, is the tool, an instrument of killing. Okay. And your sword, the modern day sword, is your gun, your weapons. Okay. Your instruments of death. Okay. And shalt serve thy brother. Okay. And that's talking about the kingdom of heaven. Okay. It says, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right. And that's why, them breaking the yoke off the neck, all right, is more so leaning toward the 13th, end of the 13th and 14th century. Okay. When you Edomites came into power, you made your voyage over here to the Americas, all right, and you desolated the North American Indians, and you brought, the Israelites here in cargo slave ships, okay, and you decimated and made the Israelites desolate who are already here, all right, and this history is known among those that are preeminent in this society, okay. Not none of you peon people, you just regular people. All right. So let's continue. All right. So we read Job 24. So Sirach 10 and 8. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. And it reads, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. And so that's why you're going to lose out on your kingdom, all right, and you're going to fall, and you're never going to rise again, okay? And speaking on you Edomites, all right, verse 9, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. And here's the point, because a covetous man wants something that is not his, okay? And Esau, the so-called white man, you're the prime suspect. You are the one that wants everybody's resources. And you feel like as though you have a God-given right to it, which you do, okay? And that's why I read Genesis 27 and 38, because the Lord gave you the sword as a blessing. Okay? And now you're trying to play the victim because really you're losing, all right? And you want everybody to sympathize with you, okay? And nobody's going to sympathize with you, all right? They're going to make it seem like they're with you, and then they're going to turn against you, all right? And that's speaking on all your allies, all right? It says, and that's Isaiah 33, the 33rd chapter, all right? It says, for such and one setteth his own soul to sell. All right, so you sold your own soul through your covetousness, because while he lived, he cast away his bowels, meaning basically your thoughts. All right, you cast away those thoughts of mercy. All right, you cast away those thoughts of empathy. All right. Okay, it says the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. And that's how it's set up for you Edomites. All right. And the Lord is going to cut you off because you're a disease to this earth. All right. You only bring havoc. You only bring destruction. All right. For when a man is dead, he shall inherit creeping things, beasts and worms. All right. The beginning of pride is when one departed from God. And that's what you've done through your policies, through your democracy. All right. You've departed way from God, even from the beginning, even from Jacob and Esau. All right. You've been departed from the Heavenly Father. Scriptures talk about the sins of thy youth. All right. And that's pointing back to you in antiquity. Okay. And the heart is turned away from his maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore, and that's what you Edomites do. All right. You pour out abominations. All right. It says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Or it's the same thing he's going to do to you Edomites. All right. Let's go to Habakkuk. All right, 2. All right. And 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. And it's talking about you, Esau. Your soul is lifted up, but it's not upright in you. You're off. All right. You're completely morally off. All right. Really logically, you're off. Okay. Because you use science as a compass for everything, and really science is just a bunch of malarkey, okay? Because you make up your own truth. All right. So let's continue. All right. It says, yea, because he transgresseth by wine. All right, and that wine represents your philosophy. Okay, it represents your philosophy. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right. And these are key details to the wicked. All right. And that's why they don't read this in the church. Okay. They'll automatically say it's not candid for their doctrine. All right. Which their doctrine is off. All right. Because the devil, all right, is supposed to be revealed in his time. All right. And this is his time. All right, where he's ruling the earth, destroying it, all right, and reaping all the benefits of the resources that he steals. Okay, it says he is a proud man. You transgress by your wine, through your policies, through your democracy. All right, so you break rules and regulations, and you're high-minded, you're proud, neither keep it at home. That means you're never at home. All right, you're always in somebody else's backyard. And that proves it. Your covert operations and everything that you've been doing proves it. Your track record proves it. So all signs point to you. Okay? So when you went about pointing a finger at everybody and saying everybody's a problem, he's the problem, collusion this, collusion that, you've been the problem. You've just been trying to save face. All right? In front of the whole world like you're some type of innocent person, and you're not. You Edomites are not innocent. You're the furthest from it. All right. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell. All right. And so the more you go about getting what you want, you only bring death. All right. In the grave to the people that you steal resources from, or you destabilize countries from. All right. Or Salak. So it says, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And who does that? Who does that except for the so-called white man? You got to abide by everything this devil tells you to do. Okay? The scriptures talk about his tongue walking through the earth. All right? So it's really this devil who controls everything and wants everybody in subjection. All right? It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him? Right. And we're seeing it before our eyes in a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. All right. And so, like I said, these are key identifiers of the wicked right here. And when you look out into the world, you see the main culprit is the so-called white man. All right. And he embodies these. He's the embodiment of these words that I'm reading right now. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Who's in other people's lands, taking their resources. All right. And saying, using the guise of weapons of mass destruction. All right. You Edomites. Okay. You're guilty. All right. So don't try to play the guilt trip or try to play the innocent role. All right. Or the victim. Because you've been victimizing the whole earth. All right. How long? All right. And that's what we're saying. How long, O Lord? You know? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So this man, and in that thick clay, when you go into the Hebrew word, is Obadiah, which means debt. Okay? So this man laid, and that's a key sign too. All right? You Edomites are the main people that is in debt. You owe more debt than anybody in the world. All right. All right. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? And that's the other nations rising up against you, because the Lord has given them power to do so. He's evening the playing field. All right. So you're not the top dog in the world anymore. All right. And that's why you're playing the victim. All right. Because you want the world to sympathize with you. All right. So you can, get away with your trickery and deceive people more and more. All right. Verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. You stole us and brought us here in slavery. All right. You stole the children of God, and you punished us, and you continue to have your foot on our necks, and you want us to be under your rule. You want us to serve you as a God, but it's not going to happen. All right. It says that he may set his nest on high. You see, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay. So you've stolen enough and hoarded all the resources to yourself. All right. And used the people. And in doing so, okay, you only brought evil upon yourself. Okay, you think you're going to be delivered from the powers of evil, but you're not going to stand a chance. All right, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right, and that's you, Esau. All right, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. All right, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. And America was established by both, by blood and iniquity. All right. Because you use witchcraft, all right, to erect this world of yours that you live in. Verse 13, behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts, meaning armies, that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord Yahweh, as the waters cover the sea. That's why we can expose you. All right. And you can't do nothing about it. In fact, you expose yourself. Verse 15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also. And that's you going in, destabilizing countries, bringing in your democracy. So ultimately you can see them fail. All right. And really countries are indebted to you. All right, so you can, exploit and continue to exploit and to have people under your rule, man. It's really terrible, man. All right. It says that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. See? So you're going to be punished also. And let thy foreskin be uncovered. All right. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And that's what's happening. You're being revealed to be the devil. You're the guy. All right. So don't point the finger, because remember, there's always fingers pointing back at you. A Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You know, in fact, let me get this last precept, because we can go for days talking about Esau and his treachery. All right. Here we go. And see, and for your malicious acts all over the earth through your American military industrial complex, the Lord is going to turn up these nations against you. Jeremiah 49:14, I have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh. An ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, okay, and despised among men. All right, and that's you, Esau. The Lord has made you small among the heathen and despised among men. And you feel it. You feel it. You know you're outnumbered. You know that people know who you truly are. All right? Verse 16, thy terribleness hath deceived thee. In the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, and holdest the height of the hill. You see? You hold the height of the hill, like the old game they used to call it King of the Hill. You know? You hold the height of the hill. You're over the nations. All right? But your terribleness have deceived you. All right? Because guess what? All the things that you have done eventually is going to come back on you. That's why the scriptures say God is not mocked. That which a man sowed, that shall he also reap. All right? So you sowed evil in the earth, terribleness in the earth, and terribleness is going to come your way. All right? That holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord Yahweh. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished. It shall hiss at the plagues thereof. And ultimately, that's the thermonuclear destruction. Why? Verse 18 explains it. It says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. All right? And that's going to be ultimately your ultimate judgment. Okay? All right, so I believe that's pretty much it for now, okay? Let me see. I didn't have another one. I was thinking it, but it escapes me. So, hey, Lord, when this was edifying, and with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim. That's out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.